actually stick
I heard
around.
you guys don't like Jews.
What did you say, sir?
I heard you guys don't like Jews.
Well, what's there to like about them? You tell me.
I'm a Jew. There's a lot to like about me.
Well, why? What should we like about them?
About us because we're good people. We were genocide like 80 years ago, so we're good people.
So because some Jews 80 years ago were killed, that means all Jews are good people, is what you're telling me.
Does that mean what, do you don't like all of Jews or just Jews you don't like?
I didn't say I don't like all of them. I'm just saying you
I don't know,
said.
because I heard that Spanish people after the war don't like the Jews. That's
Well,
what I heard.
I don't think Spanish people think about Jews on the daily. You know what I'm saying? But
For real, yes, I know, but like when they think about them, they don't like them.
well, maybe they don't. But why do you think people don't like them?
Because I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I can give you a few reasons.
Give me why Jews are bad. Hit me.
Well, I think one of the reasons you're seeing some anti-Jewish sentiment is because in America and in the West, many Jews are very prominent in the media. And they tend to take the position of globalism and leftism.
I don't think we do that, but okay.
Well, if you look at some of these there's prominent Jews who support globalism.
I want to live in peace.
No, but there's Jews who support like open borders for America, but then they support closed borders for Israel. So there's a hypocrisy there that is annoying.
Our borders are very open.
They're not open. No.
Where do they not open?
Netanyahu built a big wall around the country and says we're trying to keep out those animals. He's referring to the Arabs.
Which what?
Go look up Netanyahu border fence.
We don't have a wall around our country.
Yes, you do. You got a big fence. He was building it near Egypt and Syria as well.
The border between Gaza and Israel.
Look, there's a border with Iraq. Look, there's many borders that you share with other countries, right? Netanyahu said we have to build a big wall around the whole country to keep out the animals. That's what he said.
Can you give me the quote? I have it.
Yeah,
first of all, if he's talking about if he's talking about Hamas, it's absolutely right.
No, he's talking about.
No.
He's talking about Arabs.
Because he obviously didn't say that about Palestinians. If he said that, it was about Hamas.
No, he didn't say Hamas. He just said animals, and he was referring to Muslims.
No,
in general.
Israel is a very Muslim-free country. We have Muslims are allowed to live in peace here, just like Christians, just like Jews. They have the same rights as me. They have more rights.
Yeah, but you know. But you know that Netanyahu doesn't like that fact. He says that the Arabs. He says that the Arabs are a threat. They're a demographic threat to Jews, right? Yes, he did.
I understand where he got that quote from his lead. I know how to say that word in English.
Well, Netanyahu says Israel's for the Jewish people only.
I don't know how to say that. There are people in the government who are really bad, and I personally don't like. But
let me explain to you.
They are really bad. They say that like they're like radical Christians, radical Islamists. They're just bad.
Right, but let me explain to you this issue, right? So there's a guy. But hang on, there's a guy in the West. His name's George Soros, and this guy is a billionaire. What he does is he supports Black Lives Matter and feminists and gay, homosexual groups and all this stuff. And he's Jewish, and the reason he said he supports that stuff is because he was like, part of the Holocaust, and he survived the Holocaust, and that's why he supports the gays and the blacks and the immigrants.
Wait.
Do you see? Do you see how it works?
Just because someone survived the Holocaust, that gives them the right to represent all Jews?
But no, he doesn't represent all Jews, but he
Wait,
represents
I'm gonna
a
put on
faction
wait,
of Jews who think like that.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Well, you gotta let me get my points up before you interrupt, Shlomo.
I can't hear you. Wait.
Listen.
Wait. No, I can hear you. Wait.
So what I'm saying is, he represents this
No.
left-wing Jewish progressives. Progressive Jews in America support all the left-wing bullshit, man. So that's the reason people are mad at them, is because they see them in the media and they say, oh, look at all these Jews in the media promoting open borders. Look at all these Jews in the media supporting Black Lives Matter. Look at all these Jews supporting all this anti-white bullshit. And that's why they're mad at them, right?
We're not supporting anti-white bullshit.
A lot of Jews in America do.
Cool, so they're assholes.
And
I
Europe.
support open borders for everyone. No anti-white, no anti-black. I don't give a fuck about that.
You don't,
Most
but
of
many
us
other
don't.
Jews don't.
Okay, a minority in the radical left. Okay,
No, it's not a minority. When you look at the voting patterns of Jews in America, 70% support Democrats. 70% of Jews vote for Democrats.
so what do you vote for?
So we'll have to, the conservatives have to vote for Trump and Republican, right?
But Trump also likes us.
Yeah, well, that's an issue, is that, you know, you guys care more about Israel than America or than the West.
Because Israel is the safest haven for us. You know?
So you only care about Jews. You don't care about America or Europe.
I'm not on America and Europe. Do you care about Israel?
Well, and I don't, and I think that if Jews don't care about America, they shouldn't live in America. That's my position.
I don't say they. I don't live in America, first of all. Second of all, Jews who live in America should care
Yeah.
about America. I agree with you. Third of all, we should care about Israel because that's for our indigenous homeland, and that's where the Jewish tradition came to life, and that's our safest haven because we saw what happens to us at your countries. We see that in live. So we should care about Israel, you know.
So, okay, but you cannot have two masters. So if Jews in America or Europe love Israel more than they love our countries, then they're not loyal citizens and they shouldn't live in our countries. Just as Muslims who are loyal to Islam and not our countries are a danger to us. They're a fifth column, they're a Trojan horse, they're not our friends. You're
So you only
Zionists,
like-
not Americans, not Europeans.
But Zionism is just the belief that Jews should go back to Israel and live in their indigenous homeland.
So then why don't those Zionists in Europe and America go back to Israel?
Because you can't just go back to a country. It's more
Yes, you
complicated than just that. Look, have you ever moved out from a country to another country?
Yes.
Was that a difficult position for you? Find new what's the fucking word? To I'm gonna say it broken, but you understand. To mix in
Yeah,
society.
it's not an
to
easy thing to do.
Right. So people who live in Jewish neighborhoods, families in Israel, why should, like, in my opinion they should, but if we go to their mind, why should they? If they really experience anti-Semitism that much, they would probably move here. But if they don't, then
Well,
great.
So I just gave you two reasons people are kind of pissed off at Jews. Is one, they're seen as leftists and globalists and progressives because they're so prominent in that sector of politics. Two is this Israeli loyalty thing where there's American Jews who seem like they are just working for the best interests of Israel and not America, and so they're seen as traitors or they're seen as spies for Israel, like Jonathan
So
Pollard.
have fun with your conspiracy theories and live your life.
It's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, Jonathan Pollard was an Israeli spy. He was an American Jew, and he spied for Israel. There's many other examples like that.
Okay? Have fun with that. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, I want you to admit these are issues. These are legitimate issues.
That Jews care about Israel.
That there's a propensity for Zionists to have Israel above the country they're living in terms of what they care about.
Wait, I need to gather the thoughts in my head in English. Wait. And translate it in my head. Like, first of all, don't take it the wrong way. I just don't care. Okay? Second of all, it's Jews who support
Don't
their
care.
country. Wait. First of all, yes, I don't really give a fuck about the situation. Okay? You wanna hate Jews?
Right.
Have fun. Let's do a second Holocaust. Just kidding. No, I don't
Yeah,
wanna
you
die.
can just jump to all that crazy talk, but that's not what
No.
we're saying
It's
here.
sarcasm. It's sarcasm. I'm not saying that. Let me speak. Second of all, you know what? Like, wait. I need to get. It's really late. My brain is not working. Wait. The words. Like, it's about point of view. Like, you see, there are liberals in America that don't care about what you're saying right here. They want also open borders. They want Black Lives Matter. They want all that liberal shit. So I don't think like it's a problem for some people. Like some of us, I don't agree with them at all. Have problem with the Arabs. It's a problem from their. It's a problem from their point of view. That sucks. That's a problem in itself. But what are we gonna do? There are problems that are just not problems for other people.
Well, yes, there are other people who are leftists who are not Jews, but the reason
Not only
that,
leftists, dude. You're conservative, right?
the reason that Jews are singled out here is because they're overrepresented among this group of progressives. So when you look at the activists, when you look at the people funding them, it's not always the case, but it's often the case that it's Jewish activists promoting the left-wing ideologies, and the reason they do that is because they believe if white people are strong and white people have an identity, that they're going to become Nazis and going to persecute Jews. So they're trying to break down
But
white
that's not,
identity.
That's not, none of us
Yeah.
think that.
Yes, they do. They say
Dude,
that.
you're just who?
George Soros said that. He said the reason he supports the liberal open society is because of his experience in World War II.
Because
So-
because of the Holocaust.
Yeah, so he says to be a
That-
minority.
the liberal open society doesn't mean you hate white.
Yeah, but it translates into opposing the interests of whites because they think if white
No,
people
no.
are
Because-
dominant,
no,
they'll
it's not.
become
It's not
Nazis.
about fucking race. It's not
It
about
is.
race. It's for you.
George
For us, it's not about
Soros.
race. Anyone can be a Nazi, just like black people were Nazis, white people were Nazis, a lot of people were Nazis. We don't want to be killed
Wow.
again. That's our whole shtick.
Nazis was more like this Nordic, Germanic, white thing.
Like
right?
the Ari, I don't know. Like I literally had a test about it like
Yeah,
10 years
Aryan.
ago. I don't remember. I don't know about the word in English. Like
It
the
came
Ari,
from Europe.
the Ari race
Aryan race.
from Europe,
yeah.
from Germany. But it's not about white. Not most of us, but a lot of Jews are white skinned. It's not about skin color.
Right. So I'll explain to
I'm
you.
white skinned.
Let me explain to you why it's weird that they're doing this. So yes, many Jews. I mean, some Jews are Middle Eastern. They look like Arabs. They look brown. I'm sure you've seen them in
Most
Israel.
of us are Middle Eastern though.
But
So, no.
okay, well, why are you saying you're white then?
I'm white. There are white Jews.
So there are
Doesn't
Jews who
matter.
look European now, but it doesn't matter. Even though they look European, they still identify as a minority, even though they look white, and then they identify with their group being Jewish, not white, and so they still have this weird identity crisis going on.
But no one sees. We don't defy our nationality and our race. Let's call it about our skin color. Because that's just like if I say European, see an American, you told the same. No, that's not how this works. It's not about skin color.
Well, but for the progressive activists, it is. So for them, they believe that the worst thing ever is white supremacism, and we have to end white supremacy. And Nazis.
It's just from your point of view. It's like I'm like
No,
in the
this is
middle
their
of the
point of
political agenda in Israel. Okay, I can, if I look from the radical side of the right wing of Israel. Wait, there's something beneath my leg. if you look from the radical side, like Ben Gvir or Smotrich, like they say that Israel should be fully Jewish and that no Arab, no Christian, no Muslim should live in it, which is very bad. It's a very bad point of view, and from the way they see it, that's a transgression of Israel if there are people who live here.
So you guys have Jewish Nazis, eh?
That's not Nazi. That radical shit.
Yeah, it's a Jewish Nazi.
It's not like. No.
He wants
it can't be Jewish.
A Jew
they don't
who
want
wants
to kill them.
A Jew who wants an ethnically pure Jewish state is the same thing as a Nazi
nobody
who wants
said
an
that.
ethnically pure German state.
Dude, wait. I need to translate the shit in my head. Wait. It's not ethnically cleansing. It's not ethnically pure. When you say
what's Netanyahu
when you look at
doing
Palestine,
together?
Netanyahu is not of that radical group. He's just an.
He is.
He's just an asshole. He's not of the. He's just an asshole that.
He's
He's
pretty far to the right on most issues.
No, he's right wing. He's right wing, but he's not that radical. There are two people who represent that radical group. Or there are three, but one of them is dead.
It's pretty radical.
The Rabbi Kahana. There is Itamar Ben-Gvir, and then
Jewish Nazis.
A lot. They're not Nazis. They're just shits. None of us like them.
Zionism and Nazism are not opposites. They're very similar.
No.
Yeah, they're both ethnic nationalists, so they believe in a state for one group of people. That's the same concept.
I'm a Zionist. I don't think. I'm a Zionist myself. I don't believe that Muslims, Christians, or fucking anyone should be excluded from this country.
Well, then you're a moderate Zionist.
What?
You're a moderate Zionist. There's other Zionists who will disagree with you and say it should be only Jews in the state, right?
Because they're radical extremists. They don't represent our whole group. Just like we look at the Ku Klux Klan, right? They're racist, they're fuckers. That doesn't mean they represent the whole white community.
Yeah, I didn't say it represented the whole community. What I'm saying is that Zionism as a movement for Jewish nationalism is not radically different than National Socialism under Germany. It's a similar thing.
But it's very, very not similar. But go with your shit.
It's just applied to different groups. One's applied to Germans and one's applied to Jews, but it's the same goal, which is an ethnic
because the
state.
Germans excluded everyone. We literally had like a pyramid of how the German ideology worked.
They're the Rabbi Kahani version of what you want, right?
But the Rabbi Kahani is a radical right wing. It's not even part of the Zionism community.
Yes, he was for a while. He got assassinated, didn't he?
I don't remember how he died. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter when he died. It wasn't even about Zionism. It was about radical terrorism. We don't support those people. None of us support them.
I mean, a big percentage of Israelis support this war in Gaza. They support killing all these Arabs. So
no one supports killing the Arabs. Literally no one.
Come on, what do you mean?
We support killing Hamas, not Arabs.
It's not true at all.
Every loss of civilian. You're talking to an Israeli though.
There's videos of Israelis sitting on lawn chairs watching the bombs fall as if it's like a fucking football game.
So you're talking about the Iron Dome, like hitting with the missiles?
No, the IDF blowing up apartments in Gaza.
Okay. Then what? You're not making a point. Those are facts.
The point I'm making is they view the killing of these Arabs as entertainment.
They're not. None of us want to kill. None of us want this war to happen. We were forced upon this war.
Do you speak for every Israeli, sir?
What?
Do you speak for every Israeli or just your own opinion?
I believe that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I think 99% of us think the way I do.
Yeah, you have no evidence of that,
There are radical
sir.
extremists in there are radical... Wait. I'll try to speak in English accent because I don't like speaking in Hebrew accent. There are radical extremists in every single part of the world, and you can't deny that. Right?
Yeah, but...
And none of them... The grand majority of us don't like those radical extremists. Those far right-wing people who say that, I should die. Those are, in my opinion, people who should be jailed.
It's not
Just
correct
because you
because
saw,
in Israel
just because you
they
can you please let me
vote
speak for
they
fucking
vote
once.
for they vote for Netanyahu. They vote this guy in over and over again for 3
You want to
consecutive
know why
terms.
why people vote in Netanyahu and why we will never vote him again? Why I wanted to vote for him? Okay, because he promised safety. Ever since 2014, we were bombed with yearly attacks by Hamas. None of us like that. And he's the Likud. I know what's the word in Hebrew. I'll call that lead, but that's totally not the word. The Likud lead promised us safety. Promised safety against Hamas. And after October 7th, that safety was broken. They broke the
Well,
promise. So let me speak.
hurry
So
up. I
the
mean,
only,
you don't let me speak, kid.
but you're speaking most of the time. So I'm
No,
listening.
you are.
So the only reason we elected him was for safety. There are huge protests right now, which I'm a part of kicking the government after the war because we don't want that anymore. We want change. We don't want to live in fucking fear of being attacked.
So Israel knew about this attack, right? So there's a report that came out showing that
From
the
Egypt?
Israeli military had a document with all the information about the attack, that they were going to attack in a few months. They're doing training exercises. They're going to attack these bases in southern Israel. They were going to attack synagogues and such. So they knew this was coming, but they seem to have done no extra security, nothing. They pretty much just let it happen.
That was the failure. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm
It
not
wasn't
saying
a
it's
failure,
fucking
it
okay.
was a success. They wanted it to happen.
You want to be anti-Semitic? Fine. You want to be anti-Zionist? Fine.
They wanted
Leave
it
me
to
the
happen
fuck alone.
to justify the ethnic cleansing of the whole Gaza Strip, to incorporate it into Israel and turn it into a
You know
settlement.
what? Sure. Let's go with your narrative.
And
I
they're
just don't care.
just gonna dump all the refugees onto the West and force us to take them all in, while you take none of them in. You have a more ethnically pure state. Now we have a
It's
less
taking
ethnically pure
terrorists to
state.
kill literal
So
babies.
it benefits
hospitals,
you.
not taking refugees
It
in.
benefits you in every case. So you get more land, you get more settlements, you can have beachfront properties, and then we gotta take care of your
Netanyahu
fucking.
already said that we're
We
not
gotta
going
clean
to
up your
occupy
fucking
Gaza.
mess for you, guy. We gotta take care of your
Okay.
refugees for you, guy. And all these NGOs with fucking these Soros-backed NGOs will bring in all these Palestine refugees to flood our fucking countries, while you shitheads get away with everything.
Sure. Let's do Jewish world domination. What the fuck do you want me to say? Like,
You
seriously,
admit
what the
everything,
fuck?
so you fucking admit everything I'm saying to you, boy.
I'm not admitting anything, but cool. Let's
So
do
you
Jewish
admit-
world domination. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's not world domination. I don't believe they control everything, but I think that they're up to
2
no
a.m.
good
here.
here. They're up to no
So
good.
let's kill the Jews. No.
I didn't say kill them, but if they're gonna fuck around, they got to expect a backlash. So if you guys want to support open borders and fund BLM and hate on white people, then they're gonna hate you back,
But
shithead.
we're not here. You're talking about American politics and like
We're talking about
far
American
left.
Jews who, by and large, support the Democrat anti-white policies.
Fine, then go commit pogroms on Jews. Have fucking fun. What do you want me to say?
So why
You don't
know,
agree
I'm
with
ex-
you
I'm-
don't agree with some Jewish political views? Fine.
I'm
I don't agree
explaining
with your
to
political
you.
views.
I'm explaining
that
to
means
you
we're gonna
why. I'm explaining to you why they have these political views. It's their paranoid mindset that Hitler and the Holocaust are going to get us again, so we have to destroy white people. Like, this is how they think.
That's how
They're a
you.
bunch of schizos.
But none of us think that.
Yes, they do.
You and probably your group of people, I don't fucking know, are the only ones who think that we want to destroy white society.
Well, you have many Jews saying that the reason they support immigration is to make a multicultural society, because then they can fit in and not be persecuted. They actually say that openly.
First of all, look, I'm gonna say that
Multiculturalism
shit.
for the Goyim and monoculturalism for Israel. You win in both cases.
Can you repeat that, please?
So they want multiculturalism for the Goyim and monoculturalism for Israel, so that you can
What
be
do you
strong
think Goyim means?
and you
What do
can
you
be
think Goyim means?
powerful, and we are weak, and we're these fucked up weirdo homosexual trans freaks with BLM black supremacy power ruling over us, so they can win in every case.
You actually think that?
It's very clear what they're doing. They admit this.
Fine. Sure. No.
Fucking 600
Okay.
Jewish organizations took out a big fat letter in the New York Times supporting Black Lives Matter. Why did 600 Jewish organizations support Black Lives Matter?
Because Black Lives Matter is important. Maybe.
Why would Jews
Black Lives
support
Matter
Black
isn't
Lives
about
Matter?
destroying white society.
It is. It's revenge for the Holocaust and all this shit that you guys are obsessed over.
It's not.
It is.
What the
They
fuck?
they blame all white people for the Holocaust. They blame all
We don't
Christians
blame all
for
white
the Holocaust.
people. No. We don't
Yes.
blame white people for the Holocaust.
You blame
Okay,
all
and you're
whites.
saying that as a Jew, and you're saying that as a Jew.
You're the Jew, man. You're the one who believes
I
that.
know. I'm a Jew. I don't blame white people for the Holocaust. I blame
So
the
you're-
little Nazis.
So you're one of very few who don't have paranoid thoughts about white people.
I'm not. It's not a very few, but okay.
It's a paranoia that Jews have about the Holocaust and Hitler.
Do you want my opinion about the Holocaust? I'm afraid that it will happen again. Like the situations
Exactly, so
and the rise of anti-Semitism in the world right now. I don't think it will happen, but I'm afraid of it. Yeah, sure. I will go to America in October. I'm fucking afraid.
So you're
Okay.
afraid of it. Exactly. You're afraid of white people, and so you want
I'm
to
not
weaken
afraid of
them.
white people. I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of white people. I'm afraid of people killing me because I'm a Jew. It's not necessarily has to be white. It doesn't. You guys
Yeah,
are the
well,
only one who's obsessed with
Jews-
skin color.
Well,
You guys
Jews.
are the only ones.
I'll
who's
tell
obsessed with it.
I'll tell you why they think it's a white thing, because Hitler was a German nationalist and a white Nordicist, so he was all about the Nordic race. So it is white in the sense that
Oh, it's the
it's not
Nordic race. That's the
black.
word. Okay.
It's definitely not
So,
black.
but the
It's definitely
Slavics
not
were
Arabs.
white. The Slavics were white, and they were inferior to the Nazis.
Yeah, so their sentiment was essentially very exclusive to just Northwestern Europe, so they attacked other types of whites. But Jews don't really make the distinction. They just think all white people are
We
are
do.
scary.
You're just making assumptions on your own.
So then why do they attack whiteness? Because there's a
But
professor.
we're not. Did anyone said clearly we attack whiteness?
Yes,
don't support
I'll
white.
give you an example. There's many books written by these progressive authors attacking whiteness and how white privilege is the real threat and white supremacy. And there's a guy called Noel Ignatieff, who's a Jewish professor, and he had a whole project called Destroying Whiteness, and he advocated for abolishing the white race.
So far extremists are a representation of the whole group. That's your point.
That's not what I said. Well, what I'm saying is that some of these Jews have a paranoia about white people. They have a paranoia about whiteness. They think whiteness
Okay, that's their
translates
problem.
to
They're
Nazism.
definitely not. I mean, they're definitely not a majority in our group.
But then you look in Israel and they're protesting against black immigrants coming from Africa.
We're not.
And they're saying,
not
get the fuck out of
protesting against-
Israel. You're saying blacks
Those
are a
are-
cancer
So
to Israel.
racism and discrimination is a thing. It's horrible. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing in your country. It's a thing in my country. It's a thing in fucking every country.
But
That's a problem. Those far extremists and racism is not like the majority. It's not every single one of us.
But do you see the hypocrisy? So they want to be racist in Israel to be pro-Jewish, but then they want to be anti-racist in America
But there are,
and Europe.
but not all. But there are
because
racist
they're a,
Jews in
quote,
Europe and America
minority.
also.
Yeah, there's like a couple Jews that are not anti-white.
Look, can I please just say something? In my opinion, and let's just end it here because I don't see this conversation going forward. Everything you did, everything you said until now is just generalizing a whole ass community. And you can't go to and you can't like make a statement and do a debate and have a
No.
conversation when you're generalizing a whole community.
You're creating a straw man argument. I didn't say every Jew is anti-white. What I'm saying is that they're
But
disproportionately.
you're saying the Jews in America are hypocrites. They want to destroy white society.
They vote Democrat, but then in Israel they vote Netanyahu. Do you see the contradiction?
But you see, those people are different people, and
Really.
the reason people vote for. So you and me, I'm white skinned. You see my skin. I'm white. You're white, right? Are we different people?
Yeah.
So we're allowed to have. We're not to not have the same opinions.
But you're assuming that the Jews that vote for the leftists in America are against Netanyahu. That's not always the case. So
Okay,
Jews,
that's on them. That's always the case.
They really.
That's on them.
They think that when they're a quote minority, they'll support the left, but when they're the majority in Israel, they'll support the right, because it benefits them in both cases to do that. So they're just tribal.
But not all of us support Netanyahu. Everyone here wants Netanyahu. My grandfather is not an extremist, but he is a far right-wing Israeli, and even he wants Netanyahu to quit after the war. That doesn't matter. Netanyahu doesn't. His whole shtick was about safety. It wasn't about racism. His whole shtick was about open borders. A month before the war began, he was speaking about peace in the Middle East. He had a peace plan with Iran. I don't remember which countries it was. Netanyahu, check it out. Check out September 2023 peace offerings Netanyahu.
Yeah, that's all fake though. He never offers any peace, any real peace, right?
He did before the war.
Yeah, but what are the peace terms? The peace terms are anything that favors him. Just like Putin's fake peace terms with Ukraine. We'll give you peace if you let us keep all the land we took from you.
What land did we take?
Well, a lot of the territories they're building in the West Bank, right?
But those people in the West Bank are what we call mitishvim, which means settlers. We don't. That's another what's the word?
Shut the fuck up, man.